What is going on, everybody, and welcome back. Today we are building Proxima in Mortal Shell 2, and this one is genuinely broken. The entire build is wrapped around a single ability and a single damage type. You spam her Biosampler and you drown everything on screen in lightning. You throw the hook and rip an enemy toward you. The lightning does most of the work from there. Then the build hands your resolve straight back so you can immediately do it again. I am going to walk the full skill tree first. After that, we do the weapon and every Tarstone I am running. Everything on the right is off of my own screen. So how does she actually play? Two things carry her, and the first one is the Biosampler. You launch a hook and drag the enemy in toward you like Scorpion. Then it dumps a pile of lightning damage into whatever you caught. The second thing is what happens after that. Sampled enemies take more damage, and the lightning starts spreading between them, so you are not playing her for raw sword damage. You're playing her to land that ability constantly, which means the real currency in this build is resolve. Now the skill tree, the finished version of this build costs 44 skill points, so do not expect all of it on your first afternoon with her. I am not going to dump the whole tree on you at once. We are going through it one node at a time so you can actually see what each one does. Some of these are the entire reason the build functions. One or two are honestly just filler. First up is Attunement, and this one is not optional. Every level of it reduces the resolve cost of the Biosampler. It starts at 20% cheaper and it ends at 50% cheaper. Read that again because half price on your main ability is enormous. Our bread and butter is using the Biosampler as often as we possibly can. So the node that halves what it costs is the first thing you max out. Next, we have one single point sitting in Exoshell. Each level of this improves her grafted armor. That first tier gives a 100% mitigation chance while you're using the Biosampler. So you get protection on the exact animation you spend the whole fight in. I will be honest though, this is the filler point in the build. It does set up a node we come to later. Ampereon is where the lightning theme really starts paying you. Each level grants a brand new effect against lightning. The first one is 50% lightning mitigation, which matters more than you think in the late areas. The second one is flat out lightning immunity, but the reason we take this to max is the third one. Shock damage and radius are both doubled. That is her lightning reaching further and hitting harder on every single proc. Biohazard is the pure damage node, and every level improves the Biosampler itself. The first tier is 150% more damage on the ability. Then it starts stacking lightning on top, 3 additional stacks per cast. Level 3 pushes the damage up to 180% more. And the last one takes it to 5 additional lightning stacks every time you sample somebody. 4 levels, all of them worth it. Biohunter is the sneaky one, and I think it is the most underrated node here. Proxima gets a permanent damage increase against enemies she has sampled. It is 0.5% per sample at first, and it caps out at 15%. Level it, and that cap climbs to 20, and then to a full 30%. Remember, we are using this ability constantly, so that bonus just sits there, building up the entire fight. This is why the footage looks like I am deleting enemies. Seizure is another Biosampler improvement, and it is a nasty one. The first level inflicts 20 stasis stacks on whatever you hook. Note that this one is stasis rather than lightning, so it is doing a different job. The next tier adds 50 splash damage and 100 stagger damage, and at the top, it is 80 splash damage and 150 stagger. That stagger number is the part people sleep on. Your hook is a stagger tool as much as a damage tool. Shellshock is the node that pays off that Exoshell point from earlier. Whenever your grafted armor mitigates damage, this gives you resolve back, 10 resolve on the first level and 15 on the second. So getting hit is quietly refilling the meter that fuels your ability. I have got 2 levels in it, and that is as far as I could go. The third tier inflicts 10 lightning stacks on whoever attacked you. If you have the points spare, put a third one in. Discharge is the last one in the tree, and it is a great finisher. Every level improves the Biosampler again. It knocks the struck enemy back, and then triggers a lightning storm on top of them. The first tier runs that storm for 6 seconds, then 9 seconds. And at max, it is a 10-second lightning storm off one hook. Pair that with the doubled shock radius from Ampereon, and you are cooking entire groups at once. That is the entire skill tree done. 44 points, and every one of them is either feeding the Biosampler or feeding your resolve. Before we move on, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment and tell me whether you went lightning on her or something completely different. Right now, let us talk about the gear that makes this thing actually work. For the weapon, I am running the Axatana, and mine is sitting at +10. The game calls it an exquisite weapon that once bore the name Dream Thresher. The reason I like it is that it does 2 jobs at once. It is light and fast, so she stays agile, and the heavy attack converts it into an axe. That is a genuinely heavy hit without carrying a slow weapon around. But the real reason it is here is the infusion. The Axatana takes a lightning infusion, and she is all about lightning. A couple of other weapons can do that too. I just do not want her locked into something slow. First stone on the weapon is the Duality stone, and this one is a priority. Your light attack combo strikes twice instead of once. Mine is only level 1, so right now that is the first attack only. Level 2 extends it to the first and second attacks, and once it is fully leveled, it applies to all attacks in the combo. That is double the swings and double the lightning procs. Next up is the Voltaic crown, and this is the one that infuses the weapon. It consumes 30 resolve to infuse your weapon with lightning. At level 1, that infusion only lasts 4 strikes. Level 2 doubles it to 8 strikes, and when it is fully maxed, the infusion becomes permanent. Permanent means you never spend resolve on infusing again. Your weapon just sits there electrified for the whole fight. The last weapon stone is the Hexapod core. It consumes 60 resolve to carve through enemies with a rapid succession of strikes. At the first tier, every strike also grants 3 warp stacks. The second tier gives the whole ability Stagger immunity, which is the part I actually want. Nothing interrupts you mid-animation, and at max, the cost goes up to 80 resolve, but the ability continues into a second barrage of dual blade strikes. For the sidearm, I am on the Forgotten Crossbow, and it is one of the best in the game. The game describes it as surprisingly well calibrated, and that tracks. It does far more than just chip damage. You can pull resolve back with it, and you can make enemies explode for splash damage. The stone I have in it right now is the Barrage stone, and mine is maxed. It consumes 40 resolve to launch a heavy round that detonates above the target that scatters explosive projectiles onto whatever is underneath. At max, it detonates 3 times for 8 splash damage each. The second sidearm stone is the Emberseed stone, and mine is fully maxed. It consumes 20 resolve to infuse your sidearm with burn, and at max, that infusion is permanent. My rule here is simple. If my character is built around lightning, then my sidearm should be doing something else. The third one is the Unstable stone. Hitting the same enemy 5 times triggers an explosion that deals splash damage. Mine is level 1, so that explosion is 30 splash. Leveled up, it goes to 40, and it triggers after only 4 hits. And now the Tarstones on the character, starting with the Deadeye stone. This one improves your range critical damage. Mine is level 2, so I am sitting on 30% extra, and it goes to 40 at max. Then we have the Devout stone, and this is the heart of the whole build. Killing an enemy with your sidearm generates resolve. Mine is level 2, so that is 14 a kill, and at max it is 28. She tends to leave things on a sliver of health. You finish them with the crossbow, and the resolve comes straight back. The last 2 slots are both crit, and both of mine are maxed. The Marksman stone gives ranged attacks 15% critical chance. The Auspicious stone does the same job for melee at 18%. These 2 overlap, and you could swap one out. If you barely touch your sidearm, then drop a ranged one. The stone I would look at there is the Shattering stone. On a kill, your next melee attack deals 20% extra stagger damage, rising to 50 at max. The one thing I would never take out is the Devout stone. So let me pull the whole thing together for you. Attunement halves what the Biosampler costs. Shellshock and the Devout stone keep pouring resolve back into the tank. Biohazard and Biohunter make every sample hit harder than the last. Ampereon and Discharge turn a single hook into a lightning storm with double the radius, and the weapon stones keep her infused and swinging twice. You spam the ability and things die before they reach you. Let me know in the comments what you would change. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will catch you on the next one.